Hey y'all, so okay. I wanted to come in today and say that we're doing an amazing job. Okay. First of all, first and foremost, we're doing an amazing job because one, we are genuinely going within to learn ourselves and grow and develop in a spiritual journey that we're on. And that's just amazing that we're taking the steps to do that. That's first, right? Second, we are like really listening and being decisive between our like conscious mind, our subconscious mind, our spirit. Like when we hear the spirit or when we feel the spirit move within us and we're paying attention to that. Second, right? So that's wonderful. And third, we are being obedient and listening and using the guidance that our spirits and guides are giving us, right? So that's the third thing that we're doing. So that's amazing. So we've done our part, right? And in that, doing that, we're going to still get tests of belief and faith. That's when that part comes in. Because we've done the part as far as listening, moving accordingly, doing what we are being led and called to do. So that's important. But we have to remember that we can only worry about the things that we can control. And the only thing that we can control is the part that we're doing. It's the inner work, right? The inner work is the absolute only thing that we have control over is ourselves, our energy, what we put out, because we're just the sum total of the energy that we put out. So whatever it is that we're projecting is what's manifesting in our lives. So the only part that we can control is the energy part, the way we feel, how we respond to situations and circumstances, how we embrace and how we perceive things. That is the only, absolutely only thing that we can control. And we have to be mindful in that so that when test comes our way, or that when, we've done the part that we're doing, we're working on ourselves, we're doing the spiritual work, we're listening to our spirits, and now we have to be patient for divine timing to come in and do its thing, right? We have to be patient to let the universe come in and do what it's going to do for us. So we've done our part. So I just want you to know that you've done your part. You're working on yourself. You're going inside. You're figuring out what it is that you need to clear out or get rid of or change about yourself. And you're being very mindful of your energy, the people you put yourself around, the things that you surround yourself around, the energy that you put yourself around, right? And we're not picking up on any energy. We're not consuming anything from anybody that's negative. We're being very mindful and strategic about our energy placement. So that's a wonderful thing. So that's the only thing that it is we can control. There's no need to pick up on worry or the pressure of anything, or just thinking about because really ultimately what we're doing by projecting anything else besides a knowing that things are going to work out in our benefit is what we're doing is we're pre-projecting negativity, right? So the sum total of what you put out. So it's not like we're still human. So I'm sure that we're still going to at some points have some thoughts that are pretty much our old selves coming back up, like self-doubt, discouragement, all of those type of things that may come up still. Be graceful, have some grace on yourself, because those things will still come up. Those things will still try to slip in and discourage us. But we already know. It's just a quick thought. Like when those things come up, when you feel like, dang, I shouldn't have. Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe, but did I make the right decision? No, we can't question ourselves. We can't question our connection with Source. And when we feel led and moved to do something, that's the one thing we don't question. We might not understand everything that's going on. This is the time to really get centered and ground it and say, Source, I don't know exactly what's going on or what you're doing, but I definitely know that everything that is going on in my life is going to be for my benefit, regardless if I can see it in the present moment, regardless if it looks like something that is not an actual good outcome to you, because you're human, because you can't see everything that's going on simultaneously and around the world. You can't see how the dots connect. You can't see how what's going on over here is going to ultimately affect you months down the line. You can't see the future, right? So you're only living in the present moment. You're only living in the circumstance and situation that's presented itself to you right this moment. But you can't see 3 months from now how that circumstance that may have seemed like it was not the best move, or it was not the best decision, or it was not, and you're like, but I'm following source. I know that I felt like I was supposed to do this, but why doesn't it seem like it's working out? It is working out. It is working out. This is when we have to have total belief in that. Like, it is working out. It doesn't matter what the circumstance looks like, how it is portrayed, like how it manifests in the 3D realm, right? Even if it looks like something that was like, this is not what I expected. Just know and believe. We're going to stand on the fact that we know how this thing works. And if we're listening to our spirit and our spirit tells us to do something and then we're obedient, we're always going to get rewarded and blessed for that obedience, right? So we should never think for a moment like, oh, this was a bad decision. Did I hear? Am I connected? Wait a minute. I thought I was connected. Yes, you're connected. Yes, you're doing your part. So don't let anything that the world may perceive as something negative come and take you out of your stance and where you are in your belief, right? Because this takes the belief at this point is strong. It has to be a knowing. It has to be a full-blown knowing that you got it, you're protected, that things are going to pan out for you, that things are going to work out for you, that things are going to manifest for your benefit and, for your betterment. That's point blank, period. That's it. That is it. That's what the thought process has to be. Regardless of what's going on, regardless of the situation, we know that ultimately it's going to work out for our benefit. We just don't have, we're just not God. So we can't see every single thing at one time and know all. We don't know all. So all we can do is just see what's going on right now. But this is when it's really important to have that belief system, because that knowing and that protection that that you have is always gonna work out in your benefit. Even like I stated, like, okay, so you lose this job and you're like, but I just know that, Source gave me this job and I know that, this was the job that I was supposed to be at. And then all of a sudden there's layoffs that come around. And you're like, well, what in the world? That don't make any sense, because I know I was supposed to take this job. The way it all lined up, it was orchestrated for me. So why now am I being laid off? It doesn't make sense. Why now am I following source and then this is appearing to happen that appears to be like a negative thing for me? Your perception of it is wrong. And if we continue to have a negative perception, we can project negativity, right? That negative energy is just boomerangs and comes back to us. So if you don't want something negative to spin off from this, we have to change the perception, change the thought process. It should always be, even rejection is your protection. So it should always be a situation of, well, this didn't happen, this didn't pan out, this job we were laid off from, but there's going to be another door that opens. There's something bigger and better out there. There's another job, another opportunity, maybe self-employment, maybe, whatever it is that is going to come down for you, come full circle for you. We have to stand on that full belief. So instead of being like, oh man, maybe I wasn't supposed to take this job because I just got laid off and I wasn't even like, this is not what I was expecting. It should be like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm super excited because I know I did my part. I know that was meant for me. So I know that whatever comes next is going to work out my benefit, is going to work out to my betterment. It's going to be for me. It's going to be something bigger and better for me. It's going to get me to where I need to go. All of those thoughts, right? It should be gratitude in advance. I don't even know what's going on, but I'm trusting. I'm trusting in the process. I'm trusting in our divine relationship and connection. I did my part. So just calm down and let Source do their part. Calm down and let Source do their part. You've done your part. You've done your part. That's the hard part. The hard part is over. Well, now I ain't gonna say the hard part is over, but that step of the hard part is over. Now I guess the other hard part that we're in is just having that belief in ourselves and what we did. Like, now the hard part is waking up every day like, I know you got me. I know that, I made the right decision because I listened to myself, because I went inside and seek guidance, and I clearly felt that this was the right thing to do. I clearly heard that this was the right thing to do. That is your part, right? So the second part to that is just waking up every day like, I can't wait to see the blessings that come from this. I can't wait to feel the energy that surrounds the situation. I can't wait to get that blessing from this situation. And the thing about manifestation is we have to feel it before we can see it. Like, we have to put the energy out there already as if it already happened. So we have to be grateful and be in gratitude as soon as we think of something that we want, as soon as we start something new that we felt led to do. It should be an automatic gratification. It should be an automatic praise. It should be automatic. You don't have to see it. You have to just know that it's going to happen. When you know it's going to happen, you are grateful already before you actually have it. In that gratitude, you're going to push out really positive energy, right? And then, like energy boomerangs, the more positive energy you put out, it's going to boomerang back, and then it will lead to events where you can express that energy that you've already felt. You've already felt it. That's why people that know, like, oh, that they know, and the ones that know, they know, and they know what I'm talking about. When you know, you already experience the energy and the feeling of that situation that you know is going to happen. You've already experienced it probably multiple times in meditation. You felt it. You've experienced it. So it's going to come full circle to you. It's going to boomerang back to you. You're going to be, and it might not, what I've learned is it might not be that exact situation. Like, if you do like visualization meditation and you're like seeing something that is giving you that energy, that's helping you to project that positive energy, that overwhelming gratitude of a situation, of a circumstance or outcome playing out into a positive light. So you're already there. You've already lived it pretty much emotionally. You've already felt it. You've already experienced what it's going to be. Now, if you're using certain visualization or certain circumstances to build up that energy, it doesn't mean that whatever you visualize that gave you that energy originally, that momentum to build and grow on and hold on to and be grateful for, that exact image is going to be what you manifest. It's just going to be a situation or a circumstance that you manifest that will still allow you to project that same good feeling, that same energy that you had surrounding the visualization, if that makes sense. Comment below if it doesn't. I'll expand more on it if you want me to go into more detail about that. But whole thing of it is, this is the important part where you have to stand in your belief and know that you did your part. We're doing our thing. We're doing our part. We're focusing on ourselves. We're putting out positive energy. We're putting out what we want to get back. That's the main thing. Be very mindful in this time of waiting and patience, because there is a time of stillness that comes in, right? Once we're doing the thing that we are led to do, that we felt like Spirit has put on our hearts and our souls to do, we've done it. We've been obedient. We've done it. Now, here's the patient part, because everything still is in its divine timing. So you're doing something that may not totally manifest at this present moment. It may be some time before that manifestation comes into fruition full circle. So this is a time where we're patient, but this is also the time in that patience where the human, like the flesh, will try to sneak up on in there and plant some doubt, plant some fear, plant some negative energy that we have to be very mindful of in this present moment, and we have to reject that. So it's up to you. You know, this is the second part of the deal. You did the first part. The first hard part is over. The second part is, while you're in the stage of being patient, to allow Source to do their part, to allow Source to put all the dots in place that you can't see the connection for. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So you can't see all of that. This is where the patience come in. Because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. This is where the knowing comes in. Because you can't see it doesn't mean you don't know that it's happening. It doesn't mean that you don't know it's going to happen, right? So the knowing is there, right? So it should be a situation of not like, but what if, and did I do this? No, cut that out. That's questionable. We're not questioning our faith. We're not questioning our relationship with Source. We're not questioning those things. So because we're not questioning those things, it should be like, well, even if it may appear to even myself or the world on the outside looking in that this didn't work out, or this, this wasn't what I was supposed to do. This is, even if everybody else thinks that, you can't think that. You are not in a position to feel that way, because you know how it works. You know that whatever you put out, the more you put out on the negative side, you're projecting that negativity. It's going to boomerang back to you, put you in an experience to actually experience that negative energy that you already was putting out. So we can't do that, because that's not what we want. That doesn't feel good, right? So we want to focus on the things that feel good to us. We want to focus on the things that feel good to us, point blank, period. So in those thoughts of questioning yourself and questioning your spirit connection, that doesn't feel good. The thoughts of, did I make the right decision? Did I, should I not have done this? That doesn't feel good. It should be like, Most High, I know that you got my back. I know we're in this thing together. I know that I am seeking you. I'm going within. I'm seeking you. I'm seeking your guidance for clarity before I make decisions and steps. And once you do that, and once you know, like, I know that I feel my spirit telling me to do this. I know that I can clearly hear, because like I said, everybody's connection is different. You have to figure out how Source speaks to you, how Source, because it may not be like a hearing type of thing. It just may be a gut feeling or a knowing. That's still the same. That's your way. Everybody has their own unique relationship. So you have to determine how Source communicates with you. But once you determine, then you put that practice in, it's going to be clear on how Source communicates with you. And then once it becomes clear, when Source is speaking with you, and you just be obedient. That's the only thing that you have to do. Well, that's the first part. The second part is standing in that knowing. Stand in that knowing that if you got it from Source, there's no way it's not going to pan out for you, regardless if it doesn't initially look like it's working out in your benefit or in your favor. That's where that knowing comes in. That's where you stand on it. That's when you're like, no, I know it's going to pan out. I don't care what it looks like at the present moment. At the end of the day, I'm going to go be able to connect the dots and see, okay, if this never happened, if that never happened, then this wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here. Ultimately, when you get to that here, you're going to see, oh, okay, it was a benefit for me. I just couldn't see all the little intricate details that Source was maneuvering around in the universe. Like, you can't see that part. So you just have to sit in that stillness. But in that stillness, while you're waiting on the manifestation, while you're waiting on it to actually come in, that's when we have to stand in that knowing. That's when we have to stand in it, toes down, 10 toes down. Okay, we standing in it. We like, you're not gonna have me question my relationship with Source, right? That's just what somebody's not gonna do. So with that being said, I have to stand on it. I have to stand on it because I'm the only one that has the connection with Source the way that I have it. You're the only one that has the connection with Source the way you have it. Nobody can tell you what Source said to you or how you feel about, how the knowing that you felt about a situation when it came to Source guiding you. Right? Just like they can't tell me, nobody, because it's your own personal relationship. So if you heard it and you move forward according to that, then we got to stand 10 toes down, because if not, the human part of you will try to project that doubt, project that fear, project that insecurity, project that unworthiness, project that whatever it is trying to project, because it's always trying to project some negativity, right? We got to stop that. We have to be strong enough. If we were strong enough to walk into that faith, to walk into that not knowing, going into that unknowing, because a lot of the times when we're hearing from Source that's telling us to make decisions, we have no idea what's going to happen after that. We just walking in blindly because we have no idea what's going to transpire after we done what it is that we felt led to do, right? So this is when we have to definitely, walk in that faith and walk in that knowing and say, even if it looks this way, I know that it's going to work out for me. Even if it doesn't pan out the exact way that I imagined it to pan out, it's still working out for me. It's still going to work out my benefit because I'm doing my part. So I just came up here to say, beautiful souls, you're doing your part. Keep doing your part. And then in your patience, in this part of the stillness that's happening, in that, just stand 10 toes down. Stand 10 toes down, because you have to get grounded in the fact that do not let yourself, because it's just yourself, that it's a battle with self, right? So you're doing good, you're like, I know this, and then here comes self. Well, do you really know? Did you really hear? Did you think? Was it you for real? Was it you, or was it spirit, or what? No, we're not playing those games, guys. We're not doing it. So tell yourself, like, I hate to say it, I'm always telling myself to shut up. Like, okay, shut up, self. No, we're not going there. We're not going there, okay? I'm in control of you. You're not in control of me. I have to tell myself all the time. Self, I'm in control of you, okay? Okay, brain, I'm in control of you. You're not in control of me. So this is what we're going to think. This is how we're going to feel. This is what we're going to do, right? So once you get yourself in line, it'll fall in line. It really will. It will, beautiful souls. You can change it in just a split moment. As soon as the thought comes up, like, really, did you? No, we're going to stop. We're going to take a moment. We're going to say, this is not the way we want to think. These feelings aren't serving us, because the energy surrounding them doesn't make us feel good. And we like feel good energy, right? So do the things that make you feel good. Think the things that make you feel good. If there's any conflict, resistance, if it doesn't feel good, let it go. Go with the path of least resistance, right? So if it feels good, you're like, no, what, this feels good. What would be a better outcome? The best outcome that could possibly happen. That's what we need to be thinking of, because that's going to allow us to project some really positive energy surrounding the circumstance, which is going to boomerang back to us and actually put us in this realm, in a situation where we can actually have that energy. So you'll have it twice, you'll feel it prior to it happening. You have to feel it prior to it happening. You have to give that energy, that momentum. You have to build it up and feel the way that you would feel if the best circumstance and situation and outcome happen. And then in the patience, we have to be still, and we have to know that feeling that we projected on that situation and circumstance will come into fruition. It might not come into fruition the way we thought it would, But then there'll be a circumstance or a situation that will present itself, and you'll genuinely feel that same energy that you put out. So it'll come back, even though it might not look the same as the way you envisioned it. That doesn't matter. It's all about the energy. What you put out, you will get back. So we don't have time to put out anything besides the wonderful good feelings, the positive things that we want. We don't even have time to dwell in any other lower vibrational energy. We have to project and put out all of the high vibrational positive energy so that we are in circumstances and situations in this lifetime that we experience the high vibration and positive energy. Okay, so I know it's really still right now. I know that there are some questions coming up and some little doubt trying to sprinkle its butt up on in there. But we're not doing that. We're going to stay 10 toes down. We're going to stand on our beliefs. We're going to stand in our knowing. And we're going to rock out like that. And then we're going to see the manifestation come full circle. We're going to see that we do get to have that energy that we felt prior to the situation coming up. Here it comes. Here's that experience. Here's that energy that you put out, right? So just keep going, beautiful souls. You got this. I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of me. I'm super proud of us. And we're going to keep rocking this thing out together. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.